Thinking of doing your HGV license? Or you've just passed your HGV license? Not sure on driver's hours? Not sure on working time? Not sure how you hitch up to a trailer? Not sure how you strap a load? Then why not check out the new Essential Trucker's Handbook? Cracking little book, jam-packed with information, lots and lots of information on it. Nice handy size to carry around. I keep it in my shelf up the top there, so if I need it, I'll just refer to it. It's got so much information in it, guys. Link will be in the description. Take a look, check it out, enjoy it. Enjoy the video, guys.
A very good morning, all. How the devil is everyone this week? I've just had to restart it. I realised I hadn't switched my microphones on. I'm in Reading Services. It is Thursday morning. Still on E-Tex, as you all know. Had a nice lie-in this morning. Set my alarm for 7 o'clock. Got a double dropper, one in Horsham, which I'm about an hour and a half away from. And I got another one then in, can't think of the other one now, begins with an A. Aldershot, that's the one. So yeah, I'm going to be at my first one about 9 o'clock, it's a Jewson's, and then cross then to Aldershot for my second one, and then back to E-Tex-M for my last load of the week for tomorrow. Don't know what I'm doing tomorrow yet. That'll probably come through around about the 10 o'clock mark. I thought I'm not getting up too early tomorrow. There's no point. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock. Have a nice lie-in, make a change. And Claire rang me at 7 as well, just to make sure I was up. Bless her. But it's been confirmed now. We had a confirmation yesterday, or Claire had a confirmation yesterday, that she doesn't have to have another operation. They're happy with the way the things are with her wrist. So that's all good. So she's going back in tomorrow now to have it all checked. She's gonna have this plaster taken off, the plaster cast she's got on, she's having that taken off. Have all the wound checked from obviously where they opened her arm up. And then probably have another plaster cast on then for another couple of weeks, and go from there. So hopefully she's well on the road to recovery now. She'll probably have another x-ray tomorrow, see how it's doing. But yeah, she's going up tomorrow morning now for another fracture clinic appointment. So yes, fingers crossed for her. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so as I said, I'm going to Jewson's in Horsham. Never done this one before, but obviously I've been to Horsham because Horsham's one of our regulars with Catnick, so I know the area, but I've never done the Jewson's before, so hopefully I'll find it no problem at all. Braking here for some reason. Need to be in this lane as well. Just queuing to come off on this Reading and Basingstoke Stoke turn off. So careful with these ones, with these dedicated left lanes now, because they cut across you and some of them hover in front of you to see if they can find the space to move into. So when I go past these sort of junctions, I always hold back a little bit. I wasn't quite sure whether that silver car was going to hover and try and get in. Doesn't look like he is, so all good. Have I got any other news to tell you? Don't think so at the moment. But yeah, I edited the vlog I did Tuesday last night, so I'm going to put that live tonight. It's only a 40-minute one, but I'm going to see if I can keep this one a little bit shorter as well, maybe. Say we're just doing a 2 drop of the day. So I'll just come back to you just before I get to each drop. Hopefully, never know how. Won't be able to do anything with the Jewsons because they don't like you recording the Jewsons. But you never know, I might get something done at the second one just to show work coming, or them taking the drop. The lifts off. I got 8 lift seats. I got 16 lifts on. First one's got 8 lifts. Second one's got 8 lifts. So pretty straightforward. So let's crack on, and I'll probably speak to you just before I get to the first drop. I'll speak in a bit, guys. Toodles.
I wish I had a little more time with you, baby. Time to figure out what this could be. I dreamt of a life in a small town that wasn't enough for you somehow. I just wish I had a little more time with you, baby. Weeks and months and years they passed, and I knew it wouldn't last. When tears streamed down my face, my mama said, all the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday. And the pain that you're feeling gradually fades away. 'Cause I'm growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough. Just trust your head and your heart, that's what my mama said.
Hello. Right, join me about an hour and 40 minutes later. I am 4 minutes away. Going to the nav anyway. And I'm stuck in this traffic at the moment. Roadworks. Good for me. No industrial estate, just Crawley Road. Hasn't stopped raining all morning. Audible day. I've got the old Google on as well, and the Google wants me to go right, but that's probably just to get away from this traffic. But I can't go down that way. Because of that, there's restrictions. So one of the reasons why I don't normally switch this on until I'm sort of more or less on top of where I'm going to. Doesn't help with traffic lights either. Two into one, and I don't know what it is about certain drivers, lorry drivers, car drivers, they were all doing it. You're all queued up because the road's going down to one lane. Says, you know, single lane, 600 yards, 400 yards, 200 yards. So everyone's queuing up in the outside lane because they know the roads, you know, the lane's going down to one. And you always get the smart ones that go down the inside and then want to cut in at the last minute. Another one of my pet hates. Everything would move so much quicker if it wasn't for those idiots trying to cut in. Just join the queue. Be like everyone else. Okay. Another roundabout in half a mile, and it says I got 1.2 miles to go for destination. So we'll have a look now. That's gone back on track now. So that's going straight over the roundabout, same as my sat nav is. E2195. Says I got a bit of traffic by here as well coming up by the look of it. Only a little bit though. Went straight over that way. I think that's normally what I come up from the if I go the M23 way. I think I'm on familiar ground now. It says it's coming up here, and I've got to turn right. Go on to Google, on the Crawley Road. So sat-nav's taking me to Crawley Road. By the look of it. Looks like I got 7 out of 10, except for access though. That one except for access. Alright, well. Except for access. That's okay then. So I can get into Jewson's that way. Watch when I'm turning here now for my swing. Right. Lovely road now, the winds as well. They're wide enough, so that's alright. Where I get all the strange looks. What are you doing down here? Shouldn't be going down here. Oh, you can see me coming and yet you still pull out. Unbelievable. Some people have just got no clue. According to Google, should be on the left hand side, yeah. Flash me through, very nice of him. Thank you. There it is. Oh. Take it out a bit wider. There we go though, we're in. This looks like fun. Watch the bush. There we go. Come with that. There we are, so we're in. Right, let's get this lot off. It's going to be fun getting out of. Right, catch you in a bit, guys. Toodles. That was fun. Got absolutely soaked. Make sure my computer doesn't get wet now. A V and the coat is now soaked over there. I'm drying the heater. Oh, ringing. And now I've all sorted. Stop raining, almost. I might have to wait for this Jewson wagon to move. Towel. Yeah, no worries. Oh, get my towel, dry my hands properly. Oh, dear God. Hair's wet, even with that on. Trousers sticking to me because they're soaking. Right. Wait for this guy now. Apparently the gates aren't opening around the other side. Chance to put the postcode in for the next one. This is on an industrial estate, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's on a park, it says Unit B, Blackwater Park, so I presume that's some sort of industrial estate. 4PQ. fair play to him. I haven't been in here long. I've been in here less than an hour. So. Hour and 24 minutes. Oh. See where the alternatives are. That one's taking me. Cut me across country, and that's an hour and 5 minutes. Take me up to Godalming and up towards Guildford, and that way. Or do we go straight back up to 24, onto the 25, and then down the A3? What's the delivery time on that one? Yeah, 9:15:30. That's fine. Gate. Right, let's get out of here. Right out of here now. Go. I'm in no rush, so I think I'm just gonna go out the way I came back in, up to the 25, and then down the A3. I think that'll be a safer bet myself. Right, well that's that one done. I'm due to get to the next one at 11:45 now. I'm okay for driving time. Lots of 7.5 ton weight limits here. The majority of them are except for access, that's why that one was alright. On the last run in, let's see what this one's like in Aldershot now. That's where I'm going, Aldershot. Gone down now, hour and 17 minutes now. It says they've got a 7-minute delay as well. That'll be the roadworks up on the 24 there. But, as I say, I'm in no rush. Gone to 3:30 to get it off. I'm going to be there at 11:45. That's even better. Hopefully be out of there by 12:30, 1 o'clock the latest. And then if I got to wait, and head back to ETEX for whatever I'm doing tomorrow. Still don't know what I'm doing tomorrow yet. I've received a text. And yeah, crack on back, get that loaded, head back out with it. I gotta be honest, when I'm on ETEX, now we haven't got the pallets, it is so much easier. And I am gonna get up so early in the mornings anymore, because I start later, but I finish later. And I don't mind that. I'd rather start later and finish later, because you know what I'm like for getting up in the mornings, I'm hopeless. So, you know, if I get up at 6, start at 7, or get up at 7, start at 7:30 or whatever, that suits me down to the ground. And I can do that with the ETEX runs, because I make the majority of the way up the night before. So normally it's Reading I stop at. Monday nights, because I've run down from the yard as well. Nice and Jenko here. Because I've run down from the yard as well, that's put an extra hour and 20 minutes on my daily drive. So normally on the Monday night, I'm usually in Les Delamere. But I wasn't too bad this week, because I only had to go up to where'd I go? I can't remember. It was in the last vlog anyway. But yeah, I only had to go there, and then the second drop on that one, which was in Oxford. Oh yeah, Aylesbury, wasn't it? Aylesbury I went to. Aylesbury and Oxford. So I did those two. And I still got back to ETEX about 3 o'clock. I was out of there by 4:30 and run through then till about 7 o'clock for Reading then on Tuesday night, which was okay. Did struggle yesterday to get a space last night, as I don't know whether I mentioned it, but there was lots of oh come on, you got a Q7 for goodness sake, come on, I can't get through there. Don't need to go on the pavement. Unbelievable. Don't know the width of your car, obviously. See? Mr. Oldtimer in his Mondeo got through there no problem at all without going on the curb. Yeah, I was struggling to get a space last night in Reading, mainly because there was 6 wide loads parked up in there, and they were each taking up 3 spaces each. Yeah, I know they got to park up, but are they paying for 3 spaces? I doubt it. But there we go. But anyway, I managed to find one, because I think a lot of people thought there was a piece of the wide load sticking out into the one that was empty. Well, I got out and had a look, and it was literally in line with the back of the trailer of the vehicle I was going to park next to. So I just got myself level with the vehicle next to me. I stopped with about 3 or 4 inches. Yeah, about 3 or 4 inches to spare. And I was parked up for the night then, so it was all good. Because usually, 7 o'clock-ish at Reading, you're normally okay for a parking space. You normally get one. I mean, the night before, there was 6 or 7 bays opposite me empty all night. So, it's just one of those things. Anyway, let's crack on to drop number 2. And I'll speak to you just before I get there. See you in a bit. Toodles.
Been walking round in circles, wondering where to start. This long overdue conversation, why we're falling apart. Awake, tossing and turning, one more endless fight. Since I heard you were talking to someone else last night. For making it easy to leave. Thank you.
away from the next one. Let's see. Old square fit. There we are. Let's see if I can find this one okay. Just dropped off the A31. So the A3, A31. I'm picking up the A331 now into Aldershot. Literally 5 minutes away. Puts the old Google on as well. Found it on Google. Like it's a family's builders merchant called Covers Timbers and Builders Merchants. So see the size on it. Normally with family ones you normally find the ads are a little bit smaller than usual. We see. Now going left on the roundabout, so we can stay in the left hand lane. Off left here, then left on the roundabout. Had a look at the forecast as well for the weekend. It's not looking good. So I don't think we're going to be out on the bikes again this weekend. Do we need to go down there and give the bike a good old clean? I'll probably do that Saturday or Sunday. Also got to pick up Claire's bikes now. Looked into hiring a bike trailer. But it'll only be Monday to Friday because they're only open on Saturday mornings, and I can't pick a trailer up on Saturday morning and take it back by 12 o'clock, unfortunately. So looks like it might have to be a case of hiring a van, unless I can find someone that's got a bike trailer. Got right here, so I'm going to be in the right hand lane. It's like that car knew where I was going. Yeah. Small industrial estate, by the look of it. It says North Town Industrial Estates there to the right, so have a look now, shall we? Straight up over this one, and then going right. Like the sand going to be spot on this one. Straight across. Another little mini roundabout going right. Timber and Builders Merchants, there we go. It says it's up this way somewhere. Go left here. Looks like it could be dinner time for people. It's Aldershot College. begrudgingly slowed down. You can see it on his face. Is that it there? No. Further around. So all the breeze blocks in. So I thought that might have been the one. But no, got the Google, it's further round. The sat nav is more or less spot on. The sat nav is saying I've arrived at my destination now here. But no, there we are, it covers. See a wagon there. Alright. See how I get in here now. There, Arctic ship. Oh, I didn't put the microphone on either, did I? Looks like I'll have to go and have a look. Storage place in front, so obviously the entrance is down that way. Alright, let's go have a look, see if my jacket's dryish. Hat is still soaking. Let's put the other one on. Oh! Yeah, still soaking wet. Oh well. It's not too bad. Alright, other hat. That's nice and dry. Oh! Okay. Let's go see someone, shall we? See you in a bit. Toodles. Nothing but a waiting game. I'll wait for a forklift to get out of the way now. Really? See, I'm trying to maneuver and he just drives his flipping forklift right down the side of the truck. That'll do me nicely. Where are you going? Right. At long last, I'm out of there. 10 to 12 I got there. It is now 20 past 2. The truck that was in there being unloaded was in there, in and out, no problem at all. And of course, the one in front then was one of theirs, so they had to tip that one, reload it, and 2 of their 17 tonners pulled in, which they had to reload because they had deliveries to do, and then they let me in. And then it took ages then to tip me. But there we go, I'm done. Let's pull over by here a minute. Car behind me can, or van behind me can come out. So it's now 20 past 2. It's going to be about 3 hours back, 3 and a bit hours back. Not too bad, 2 hours 32, so that's not too bad. I can cope with that. Means I'm not arriving too late to get loaded. Connect that up. Lost all my connection to my phone as well, so everything's disconnected from the sat nav. Alright, so I get there at 5 to 5, which is about 2 hours later than I normally get there. I was waiting that long outside. I had a break outside before I got in there, so I am going to have a break on the way down now, so I can crack on. She's cool, it's because there's bars and God knows what on you. Wait for me there. Yeah. There's my trailer on him now. Yeah, all good. Largest of places to get in and out of, I've got to be honest. But there we are. I'm out. Whew. Right, I'm going to Croydon tomorrow. I'm going back to Croydon where I was yesterday. Going to Minster. So, pretty straightforward job. Only thing is now I'm going to be a little bit later packing up tonight, unless I just stop at Delamere. It's a big 7 Series. Unless I stop at Delamere tonight instead of going all the way up to Reading. I'll be about 2.5 hours away from me tip in the morning then, which isn't too bad because all I've got to do is tip, take the truck trailer back to E-Tex, drop it, and head home, or head back to the yard anyway. So that could be the plan tonight. It could be a case of going in, getting loaded, and then running out to Delamere. I think that's about as far as I'll go tonight. Otherwise it'll be too late to finish. I won't get to park up anywhere because everywhere it'll be choco. So see how quick I'm in and out of E-Tex. Hopefully won't be too long, because normally by about 5 o'clock there's never anyone there to load. So we will see. Right, head down to 331 now. Probably pick up the M3 and go that way. Right, I'm going to crack on, and I'll come back to you when I'm packed up, let you know where I am. I might record to Croydon tomorrow. I haven't been in there with you for a while, so I might do that one. because so I'm keeping them short, so fingers crossed it won't be too long a video. Anyway, speak to you in a bit. Toodles. Evening, guys. I think I shot myself in the foot when I said getting here late is normally good. Got you at 10 to 5, which is later than I normally get you. And yeah, there was 8 trucks in front of me. 8 trucks in front of me. It's now 6:15, and I'm still not loaded. I think I've still got about another 4 in front of me, maybe. There's one coming out now, so 1 going in, so it'll be 3 in front of me. And the guy that's in front of me is just taking off his not his Hiab. What you call him? Forklift that fits on the back. Can't think of the name of him now. Anyway, he's just taking his off the back of his and going to park that up, and so he's ready to go in when the doors come free. The thing is though, now this time of night is, although you got people waiting the live load, you've still got them taking their trailers in to load as well, which is understandable because they got to be loaded for the morning as well. But at the end of the day, we have got times to adhere to, and they've got all night to load the trailers for the morning. So you'd think they get the live loads out the way first, and then do their trailers overnight. But yeah, one's just come out, still got a red light over there, so that means there's no one to go in there yet. So they might be putting one of their trailers in there. There's another one coming out now, by the look of it. Door's just opened. So you're not allowed to go in on a red light. So as long as you let the green, once the truck comes out, the light goes to green. Right, there's the shunter. I don't know what he's up to. Let's take you off there a minute. I'll show you. If I show you there, look, whether you can see over there, you got 2 doors open over there now, but the red lights are still on above them, and that normally means that you cannot put you can't take your trailer in there, which normally means they're going to put theirs in there. So don't know. Don't know what's going to happen yet. Here we go. I'm going to struggle to put this back in here now, aren't I? Oh no, straight in. Happy days. Straight back up. Oh. So I've got until 10 o'clock, but the problem I'm going to have now is going to be where to park. Because the later it is, the less chance you've got of parking in services. And I was hoping to get sort of loaded straight away and then get to Les Delamere, as I said. But I don't know whether there's going to be any room in Les Delamere now. So I really don't know what I'm going to do yet. If it gets sort of to about 7:30 and I still haven't gone in, then I'm just going to drop the trailer and they can load it overnight, and I'll have to come and get it in the morning. I'll have to see if I can go and find a place over and go down with the solo unit. But that's the story so far. I've still got 2 doors open over there with red lights. Doors coming down on the one, which probably means they're going for break. Yeah, both doors are coming down. So no one's going into load yet. So I've still probably got about 4, maybe 5 trucks in front of me. Could be fun. I'll keep you informed. Come back to you, let you know. Toodles. Pulled me in 7:20. It is now 8:25. And a truck in front there. It's a British truck, but it's got a foreign guy driving it. And don't know whether he realised or not that he's carrying plasterboard, but he's done them up so tight, every single pallet, he snapped the boards, at least the first 3 boards on every pallet. Tried explaining to him, too tight, he just didn't have a clue. Not a Scooby-Doo. Didn't know what I was saying to him. I tried sort of saying, you know, ratchet up, too tight, snap. And yeah. No, he didn't have a clue. So yeah, he just kept going. And yeah, every single one of them on every pallet got at least 3 broken sheets of board. So he might be bringing that back. Never seen anyone do them so tight in all my life. Plasterboard. Do them taut, nice and, you know, do them tight, but not so tight that you snap the boards. Not like the first 3 boards. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing. You can see that. So now I've got to try and find somewhere to park now. So I've got hour and 33 minutes now before my 15's up. As I said, I started at 7 this morning, so I can go till 10. I should be, if I go to Delamere and I can find a space in Delamere, that'll be about 45 minutes from now, so it'll be about 9:15. Didn't want to be leaving there this late, that's for sure. I thought I'd be out of there by about 6, 7 o'clock the latest, judging by the rest of the week, you know, because every time I've gone in there at like 3:30, there's been no one there. But because I went in at 5 o'clock, or 10 to 5, 8 in front of me, and I would have been longer, but 3 of them pulled out. I had to wait for 5, and that was 10 to 5 till about 7:20 they pulled me in. So that was 2.5 hours before they pulled me in. Fair play to the guys though, they did load me rather rapidly, and they helped me throw the straps over and put all the protection corners on. Right, let's get crack-a-lagging. Let's see if I can get to Delamere and find a space. I'll see you in a bit. Toodles.
Been walking round in circles, wondering where to start. This long overdue conversation, why we're falling apart. Awake, tossing and turning, one more endless fight. Since I heard you were talking to someone else last night.
Morning all. What a difference in the weather. Lovely blue skies. It's not very warm out there, it's like 9 degrees, but you know, blue skies nevertheless. It's dry. I'm on the old A23 heading in towards Croydon. That out the way there, we'll slide off. What time did I get parked up last night? I wasn't far off. It was just after 9:15. Don't think I come back to it last night, did I, after I left E-Tex? Don't think I did anyway. But anyway, yeah, parked up just after 9:15. Time I did my paperwork and everything else at 9:30. Started at 7 o'clock this morning. Had 9.5 hours off, and make my way in. And it is now 9:45, According to me nav, I'm going to be there in 6 minutes. Might be a little bit longer, I think. For some unknown reason, my traffic's not working on my sat nav, so it's not taking the traffic into consideration. So it might be a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be too much longer. There's always a queue coming down this way, but it's nice and straightforward. It's nothing difficult. This is a pretty straightforward one, this one. As I said, I was here Tuesday, and I think I had to wait about an hour before I could tip because there was two in front of me. But I did get there at 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Was it Monday? No, it was Monday, wasn't it? Because it's yeah, I'm sure it was Monday I did Croydon, because I had a double dropper Tuesday, didn't I? Yeah. Then a single dropper Wednesday, double dropper yesterday, single dropper today. So, yeah. Literally got to have your eyes up your backside by here. GI. It doesn't help, but they got the one lane closed off here now. This building on the left. It does make a nice change to see some blue sky. I haven't looked at the forecast for the weekend yet, so I don't know what the weekend's going to be like. Claire did say it's not giving good weather, but it could change, and if it changes, maybe we'll get out on the bikes on Sunday. You never know, that Ponderosa run might come into play. Watch now, because you could come out a little bit to get round this corner. There we go, right here. So what I do, so nothing comes up me inside or outside, I stay right in the middle. I still get a car coming on the inside, look. It's such a tight corner, or a sharp corner I should say. I need to be in the middle to get round there without causing any problems. Mercedes driver wanted to get in front of me, obviously. Got a full load on today. I got plasterboard and I got lots of aluminium pieces on, and it is a full load. Can't believe the length of time I was waiting yesterday in E-Tex to load. Unreal. But the bit that really did me in yesterday was that drop in Aldershot. Way behind that then. But it certainly put my hours up for yesterday. 14 and a half hours for the day. That'll do nicely. Alright, we're dropping down this hill now. And then when we drop down the hill, it's about, I'd say, a mile from here now to turn left onto the Queensway. And then Minster's is on the left. Every time I come past this field, I think that'd be a perfect field to fly me helicopters on. Radio control ones. I haven't flown them for, blimey, best part of 2.5 years now. Claire keeps getting on to me. You don't use them, you might as well sell them. I just don't get the chance anymore. I'd love to have the time to get out there and Get the helicopters up in the air again. I'll be honest, I do miss the fly-ins over the summer. I haven't been to a fly-in now for about 3 years. Used to go to about 4 or 5 fly-ins a year. And the quality of different models were unbelievable. But they're a lot of money. They're not cheap. It's not a cheap hobby, unfortunately. And I've got a P51 Mustang there that I've had now for about 5 years. I've never flown it. It just sat on the shelf, doing nothing. And that was a pretty penny as well. I think that was about 600 quid. Just sat there on the shelf. Dear, I don't know. Anyway, waffling about different things now and then. Right, our left-hand turn is coming up now. So jump in the middle so nothing comes up my outside. This knocking in the steering is getting worse. Right, going left here now. It's going in next week for the work to be done on it, so hopefully the knocking will have dissipated and they'll fix the column. You're on the left. It's going to come straight at me, look. Now, is there anything in there? Nothing waiting. Little van there. I have to wait for that little van to come out. So I've got to go in, spin round, and then park up in the goods in box. Might go and see them. There's just a little Luton type van there that I'm supposed to be. So I'll go and have a chat, and I'll move it. Oh, there we are. And I'll come back to you in a bit. Toodles. Alright guys. Just quickly show you the load. There's not a lot of battery left on this camera. I didn't realise that. That's the load. Say it's a full load. A lot of aluminium up there. And you got your packs of your plasterboard. And you got more aluminium on the back there. I've literally just finished unstrapping. So yeah, literally just finished unstrapping, and they don't seem to be in a rush to tip this morning. Normally they're on me before I've even finished strapping, but they seem to be concentrating on their vehicles this morning at the moment. I must have a load going out. Yeah, I'm in. I only had to wait for that van to come out, so it wasn't too bad, and I timed it just right actually, because just after I pulled in, another two Arctics pulled in behind, so timed that just right, otherwise I might have been here a few hours. So it's just a case now of waiting for them to tip this off and then head back to Etex with the trailer. Alright, let's put this camera on charge. I'll speak to you in a bit, guys. Toodles. Hey guys, alright, I'm tipped, but they refused one pallet because it was wet. Got wet from, you saw all the metal work on the top, and yeah, the metalwork's kept outside, and it was absolutely emptying down yesterday. And they put the wet metalwork on top of the plasterboard, and they must have broken the seal on the plasterboard as it seeped through into the board itself. I've got another thing of sugar here somewhere. This. So basically now I have powdery stuff this is. I've called the office, e-text now, and spoken to them, told them the situation, and she said she'd ring me back. She rang me back, then she wanted to know how it got wet, so I explained to her, as I explained to her the first time round, that they put wet metalwork on top. So she said, okay, sit tight, I'll get back to you. So I don't know what's happening, but basically all I need to do is take it back. It's not as if they're going to take it because it's wet. They've refused it, so just have to wait for their phone call now. So make myself a cup of coffee while I'm waiting. Claire's been to the fracture clinic this morning. The plaster cast is now off. She's now in a brace, and I'll check with Claire, make sure it's okay, but she sent me pictures of her arm in the brace and whatever else, so I'll put that down here somewhere. And she's also showed me the scar, and if she's alright with it, then I'll show her that. I'll show you that as well. So it's yeah, it's a pretty big scar, pretty long scar. I'm going to be in his way now because he's going to want to. No, not a lot I can do about it. I can't go anywhere, can't park up by there. Got to stop by here for 2 minutes. Sorry, mate. Apologies on that. So yeah, it's a heck of a scar. She don't do anything by halves, honest to goodness. But she's now, apparently it's the actual fracture itself is healed with the bone, with the with the metalwork in there. So they've said to her it's healed. So now she's just got to basically do some exercises with it from next week, get it moving. She can start back driving apparently in 2 weeks' time. So if she can, she's okay holding the steering wheel and doing the gears and everything else, then she can go back to work, as long as she's comfortable with it, you know. So fingers crossed, she might be back into work in about 2 weeks' time. We'll see how the exercises go, and go from there. But yeah, she seems really happy that the doctors have said it's healed nicely. So that's a bonus. So yeah, fingers crossed now she'll be able to get back to work very soon. So I'm just waiting on this phone call now. I say it's about 3.5 hours from here back to E-Tex, I think. Should know really, because I did it on Wednesday. Let's have a look. It's about 3 hours 45, something like that. 3 hours 30, yeah, 3.5 hours. So I need to get going ASAP because I don't want to hit the traffic on the M4. I got to get down the M5, drop this off at E-Tex, and then get back to the yard. So I just have to wait and see now. See how long this. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. If they haven't rung me back, I'll ring them back and see what's going on. So hopefully I can start heading back then. So I shall catch you either when I'm leaving or when I'm on my way back. I'll let you know what time I are. It's now 11:36. It didn't take them long to tip it. Once they started tipping me, it was done in 10 minutes. And I'd done the curtains up and everything. Just about ready to pull off, and then he came back out then with the one pallet, the one pack of board. So yeah, we just have to wait and see now. See how long I'm here for. I'll see you in a bit. Toodles. Evening, guys. This isn't what I wanted. Oh dear. Dropped the trailer off down in Etex. There was a little delay on the M4 coming down towards the M5. M5 was fine. Into Etex, dropped the into tell them that I was dropping the trailer off over the lanes, dropped the trailer, and I'm on the M49 now, heading up towards the bridge. And what should normally take me about an hour and 15 minutes, Sat-nav's telling me it's going to take me over 2 hours.
Hey Martin, you alright?
How we doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I can do without this today.
Say again.
So we could do without this today.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate.
Unbelievable.
2 hours back to the yard normally takes an hour and 10 minutes.
I walked round there in this morning.
You are?
How's Claire?
Not too bad. Yeah, she's had the cast off,
Oh, lovely.
so she's got a splint now. So hopefully she'll be driving again now in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, right, sure.
Yeah, so it's good news.
Alright,
Nice to see you.
mate. Take care.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
You'll be on the vlog, by the way. I was recording. There we go. Gentleman next stopped to say hello. Driving a FedEx truck. Don't know his name, but you know, thanks for stopping and saying hello. What was I saying? Yeah, according to this, it's going to take me 2 hours and 2 minutes from here. When I got to the beginning part, the M49, it was telling me it was like 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's not good. And I'm on literally AdBlue Reserve. So that's not good. Thinking I may have should have topped up in Reading, I think, with some AdBlue. It says I got 35 miles left in there, and I got 33 miles left to the yard, so should be all right. Fingers crossed. But it's gone into reduce mode. There he goes in his FedEx truck. Yeah, it's gone into reduced mode. This power's alright, it seems to be okay at the moment. It's not as if I've completely run out. It's just gone into reduced mode to use less AdBlue now, so it should be alright till I get back to the yard, fingers crossed. But yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be sat in this for. At the moment it says hour and 4 minutes delay. Believe it or not, this is due to an accident by the Cauldre in Newport, and it's causing all this delay. So it's obviously all the way across the bridge, and all the way down right to the end of the M49 down towards the M5. So could it be a later finish than I wanted tonight? And there we go. So I think I might as well call it a day now on the vlog. Put that on for 2 minutes so you can see me a little bit better. Yeah, I think I'll call it a day on the vlog from here now. It's going to be a couple of hours before I get back to the yard now. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you are watching and you're not subscribed, I haven't got many to go to get to 16,000. Come on, guys. If you're not subscribed, give us a press on the old subscribe button. Get us up to 16. I'll be well happy then. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed, contemplate pressing that subscribe button. Don't cost you anything. And then press the bell notification and to get notifications when my vlogs come out. They do come out on the odd occasion during the week, like this week. There was one out last night. So it's not just weekly. If I can, I'll get another extra one out during the week. Maybe an extra 2 like the week before. Who knows? Depends how the mood takes me, really. Yeah, and don't forget as well, if you're into your motorbikes, then why not go and check out Biker Brothers. It's all an adventure. There are a few videos up on there. They're not all brilliant, I gotta be fair, because the audio is absolutely cack. But the last video, the audio was okay with me and my brother. Unfortunately, David's audio didn't work, but we'll see what the weather's like this weekend now. You never know, we might get up to Ponderosa this weekend. See what the weather forecast says, and then maybe I'll have a video out for you next week for those of you that do watch Biker Brothers. So again, thank you very much for all your kind comments. I mean, I put a post up this afternoon now about with Claire having a cast taken off and just a splint on now and whatever, and showing the scar, hell of a scar. Yeah, she put a post up, so I shared that. So you will have seen the pictures anyway. I'll have put them up earlier on. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's commented on that and wishing Claire well. It is very, very much appreciated, guys. Yeah, it's overwhelming how much you support Claire and everything that she does. So it's brilliant. Hopefully now, 3 to 4 weeks, she'll be back driving again. Hopefully about 2 weeks she'll be driving a car. That's what the doc reckons, because apparently it's fixed. The wrist is fixed. She's just got to get the movement getting going again now with exercises and everything else. And he said, no, as long as everything goes well, she should be driving again in 2 weeks, and she could probably go back to work in about 3 to 4. So, fingers crossed. So anyway, guys, again, thank you very much for watching. It is very much appreciated. Thank you for all your comments, whether it's regarding Claire or regarding the channel or regarding Biker Brothers. It is very, very much appreciated, and I do read all your messages. I don't answer everyone, but I do read every single one of them. So thank you, guys. Whatever you're doing, be safe, be good, and I'll most definitely catch you in the next one. Toodles.